Continuing on with my fascination recently with looking into upcoming historical shooters, today we're going to be looking at Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. The last great Vietnam shooter for me was Bad Company 2, which in itself only had the Vietnam setting as an expansion, but it really captured the feels and delivered on a great scale. Here with Rising Storm 2, things are going to be a little bit different. For those unfamiliar with the way that Rising Storm works, here's a quick rundown. Things are brutally hardcore. You're playing an authentic, immersive, tactical shooter. You get shot and damaged, 9 times out of 10 you're going to end up dead. That fits right into the chaos that was the Vietnam War. You make a mistake, you're dead, and your team are on the back foot. The footage that you're watching today in the background is all pre-alpha, and it's likely going to change a lot moving forward, maybe some more polish in there too, but it gives you a very good idea of the art style and how the general look and feel will end up when this game is finally released. But let's get into some proper information now. What's coming in this awesome Vietnam shooter? Well, first up, you're going to be looking at some heavy asymmetrical gameplay. What that means is the weaponry for both factions, the Viet Cong and the Americans, will differ and won't directly compete with each other. That's not to say that one team has the advantage over the other, but the side that you choose will allow you to approach different combat situations in different ways. So for example, the Americans will have access to what was then state-of-the-art weaponry. The North Vietnamese, though, won't be so lucky. They'll be running into combat using older World War II weapons and even some recent Russian weaponry as well. To allow this situation to balance out, the Vietnamese will feel lighter, more nimble in battle, allowing them to potentially evade the powerful American armor that they face. There's also talk of them being able to move silently, undetected, whereas the Americans will be more present in the battle. Now, I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but time will surely tell. The US forces will be able to call in napalm strikes, causing massive destruction and potentially devastating damage to the Vietnamese forces. But they'll be able to combat that by setting up intricate booby traps in the dense jungles, and even use tunneling systems that the Americans won't have first access to. Not direct opponents there, but you have the chance of dealing some serious hurt to the other team. This asymmetrical system could be very difficult to get right the first time, and I personally envision some tweaking all the way up to and even after the launch. But I like the fact that the devs over at Tripwire have gone and done it anyway. It'll give the game an authentic Vietnam War experience. The maps on offer will cover many areas present during the Vietnam War. You've got your obligatory rice fields and jungles, you've got smaller urban areas like towns with tight, close-quarters streets, you've got mountainous areas as well, along with some US base action, where the Vietnamese forces infiltrate the defences and attack the Americans in their safe haven. Gameplay will encompass large 64-player battle experiences, allowing the full flavour of the Vietnam War to come through, but gameplay will focus heavily on your squad. Each of these squads will have access to different soldier roles, and you'll be rewarded more for staying and working within your squad. You can still go off and lone wolf it, but likely you're going to get yourself killed very quickly. The developers are stating they're actually thinking of including the squad score system on the main scoreboard during rounds, and that's to encourage players to actively work with their squad. Alongside that 64-player option, there will be other smaller game modes available, like 8v8 combat scenarios that will allow the hardcore brutal combat to take more of a hold here. With less players about, there's less to distract your enemy from shooting you when you're moving through the trees. In terms of weaponry, which I guess is a favourite part of everybody's in any first-person shooter, right now I can only really confirm what's visible in the trailer, but I did find some cool clips hosted on the Tripwire website of other weapons that have now been confirmed as well. So first up, we have the M60 light machine gun, followed by the obvious M16 assault rifle. The first rendition was used during the Vietnam War. Then we have the grease gun, and here, the M79 grenade launcher. Alongside those, we'll have access to the SKS carbine and the XM21 LMG and the M14 rifle as well, which was superseded by the M16 but was still present in the Vietnam War. And here, the Type 56, which is a Chinese copy of the AK-47. That will be available to the Vietnamese forces. And last to be confirmed, the RPG, a Vietnam game wouldn't be a Vietnam game without it, the Baikal 12-gauge shotgun and the MAT 49. As mentioned, these are just the ones confirmed so far. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing more. There's no hints there of any sidearms whatsoever. I would love to see the 1911 in this game. You know how much I love the 1911. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in there, but right now, that's what's been confirmed. All of the weapons in the game will be subject to a wide range of attachments like adjustable stocks and even bayonets. Also, the recoil system has been adapted from what you might have experienced in past Red Orchestra games, a slight learning curve there, even for seasoned players. And finally, there will be no class ranks or unlock progression in this game either. The game's focus will be on player skill and balance alone. I'm really quite happy with what I've seen from Rising Storm 2 Vietnam so far. The hardcore combat system tied in with the authentic Vietnam War setting just seems to really grab hold of me. And perhaps not only that, but the thought of actually getting the chance to play a game again where the Vietnam War takes centre stage is just really exciting for me. I spent hours and hours playing the Bad Company 2 expansion on Vietnam, and that was probably my favourite FPS experience to date. No doubt this will be very different, but I'm still looking forward to it all the same. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our first look at Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. All the information I think you needed to know. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and while you're down there, drop me a like as well. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.